enthalpy of this, the delta H Rxn, is going to be negative 100 kilojoules. All right. So if we have 5 moles of A, okay, and 6 moles of B, how much heat will be evolved to the greatest extent possible? Well, you got to look at the ratios. If I have 6 moles of B, okay, I know that's going to give me how many kilojoules?
100. Negative 100.
Nope.
No?
6 moles of B.
Negative 200.
Negative 200, right? Because this says 2 moles of A and 3 moles of B
Oh, wait.
will give me a negative 100, right? So you got to be careful. 6 moles of B is twice as much. So twice as much of this is going to give me twice as much as that. So 6 moles of B is going to be negative 200 kilojoules of energy. All right? If I have 5 moles of A, okay, this is not that easy, but you can still figure it out. If I have 5 moles of A, how much energy, how many kilojoules am I going to
A
have?
negative 250 kilojoules.
Good job. Okay, you could do it a couple of different ways. The way I did it was 5 moles of A is actually 5 halves A, right? Which is equal to 5 times minus 100 over 2, right? Which is equal to minus 250 kilojoules, right? Now, this question is tricky because it says how much heat will be evolved. What does evolve mean? It means come up out of the reaction. When I have negative 100 kilojoules, what does that tell me about the reaction?
It evolves.
Is it exothermic or endothermic?
Exothermic.
It's exothermic, and that tells me that the energy comes up out of the reaction. When I have 2 of A plus 3 of B, and they react, energy comes out and I produce 2 of C. That's what the negative sign means. That's what evolved means as well. So now I got to find out how much heat will be evolved to the greatest extent possible. Is it going to be negative 200 or is it going to be negative 250? Why? Which one is it going to be?
It's going to be negative 200 kilojoules
And why is it going to be negative 200?
because it's always going to be the least.
Right.
Because it's the lowest.
It's the
limiting.
limited by the limited reactant, right? The limited reactant is actually this guy right here. It produces what? The theoretical yield. In this case, it's a theoretical yield of energy is what this is, right? So the theoretical yield, the most I can get out of this reaction is negative 200 because I'm limited by my 6 moles of B. I had 6 moles of B and 5 moles of A. My 6 moles of B will limit how much energy I get out of this because I can only go so far as my least amount of limited reactant, right? So I've got negative 200 kilojoules is the answer. How much heat will be evolved to the greatest extent possible? Negative 200 kilojoules. Okay? That's your concept checker in your book, your concept checkpoint. Okay? And that's the end of that entire chapter. Not so bad, right? Okay? That's the end of that.